The 2021 Hyundai Elantra is all new, and we first got a look at it at an online video preview reveal, but this is actually the first time we're up close with it. Normally you'd see this along with us at an auto show, but without auto shows happening, we have the new Elantra here to give you a quick tour inside and out. Now this is a pre-production unit of the top trim level, which is the Limited, and it's about 98% what you would expect to see from a production version that goes on sale this fall. So let's take a look. What you'll notice that it looks like a mini Sonata. Now the new Hyundai Sonata debuted this new styling for Hyundai on their sedans, and it's pretty aggressive looking. They're going for the four-door coupe look, and one of the things that's pretty unique is the triangle design. They're using triangles in many places, including the front grille here, which is huge. And so is that Hyundai badge. It looks like the size on our long-term Hyundai Palisade. And then going down the profile here, perhaps what's most interesting is this triangular side design that's kind of stamped into the profile here. There's a point right there, and then from there it kind of blows up all on the side of the vehicle, and then you get some more angular sharpness back here. What's most interesting back here, though, is to give it this long rear shape, this is painted black. Now this makes the window look bigger and the rear deck look shorter to give it kind of a longer look. And the car is longer. The car is longer than the old one. It's shorter and height-wise and wider, so it does have a much more aggressive stance to it than the old one. And you know, I think it's going to be a fairly polarizing design. People are going to love it, people are going to hate it. You know, to me it's a fairly striking car in person, especially in this orangish color, and you know, doing some unique stuff that you don't see too often in the compact class. All right, let's pop on the inside. What you're going to notice first are these dual 10.25-inch screens. So this is a fully digital instrument cluster complemented by the touchscreen, which we've seen in other Hyundais and like very much. Now, what's unique is that this is under one piece of glass. So it's a continuous piece of glass. This is curved toward you a little bit. Overall, the cockpit does give you a very driver-oriented layout. You can feel that here by this grab handle, which is somewhat a partition. You sit low in the Elantra, and the dash is low, which is great for visibility, but also gives you a very sporty feel to it, more like a Honda Civic seating position where you sit low in the car versus a Toyota Corolla or Volkswagen Jetta. Let me demonstrate the instrument cluster a little bit. Now, it may look familiar. We have a long-term Hyundai Palisade, and you know that also has a digital display. This, I think, is the better execution, though. You can tell when you switch between the drive modes, and there's this animation that changes with the normal, eco, sport, and sport modes. On the Palisade, that animation is pretty slow and jagged, like when you have 36 windows open on your computer and you're trying to watch a 4K video. This is much cleaner, faster. The gauges themselves are a little hard to read with the intervals of the speedometer, but to fix that, you can change the mode here, and I'm gonna pop into the menu and change the instrument cluster. That was theme A, and this is theme B, which gives you a digital readout of mile per hour. That's much easier to read, but the other one looks really cool. This car has the Bose stereo with 8 speakers. Now, this feels like a plastic piece, but looks nice. There's a subwoofer in the rear deck. Also, what this has is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but what it doesn't have is wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that lesser models will, which is kind of strange because this is the top trim level, but you're going to get this big touch screen without the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The lesser system, the 8-inch, the standard one, that's where you're going to get the wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. All right, so here's one of those little things that matter. You know, it is a pretty cool piece of engineering here that will help with your cup holders. So right now, this coffee is being supported by the lid. It's just too deep down there. And then the bottle, of course, it's pretty deep, so it's good for the bottle. Now, what you can do is you take this off, you flip it around, you put it back in, and then the base height is higher. So there's the coffee, not being supported by the lid, and there's the water bottle. All right, that's enough of the front seat. Let's pop into the back seat. So even though the roof is lower, there's still pretty good back seat headroom. Pop in here. And the seat is positioned where I would normally sit, and I do have very good legroom back here. The top, though, is a little lower, and my head, the hair, is touching just a little bit, but it's not that bad. And it's just because my hair is a little big right now. What's missing from the back, though, especially compared to something like, a Volkswagen Jetta or even a Nissan Sentra, is this is all hard plastic. Even where you would touch down here is hard plastic. Other cars make it a little nicer for rear passengers. There's also no plug back here. So no source of power, USB, DC, USB-C, which is kind of rare for the compact class, but also in this model, no heated rear seats, which is something that, the Volkswagen Jetta that I'm testing at the same time as this does have. The Jetta also a little bit more room in the back seat and just a tad bit nicer. So that's a quick tour of the 2021 Elantra. There's a lot more to talk about. There's a bunch of new stuff under the hood. There's a new CVT automatic transmission, as well as improvements that Hyundai has done to how it drives. There are also new variants coming, including an N-Line and a hybrid. But for right now, that's our first look at the 2021 Hyundai Elantra, and more to come as we get more time in it.